So what we discussed in the previous class? So, so we discussed about the environment setup yesterday, right? So what we are discussing today? We are discussing today so something like a verify. So verify first time on your Git bash and so why we need to use this global user and email user email and uname and why GitHub login is a separate and we'll discuss about the so on a local machine Git uses sections and so we'll discuss the commands. So what are the commands? So git version, git init, git status, git add, git diff, git commit, git push, git pull, git log, git branch. What is a branch? Git branch, git branch hyphen d, git checkout, git stash, git remote hyphen v. So we will show you these and so we will work today on the local git on the local git guys, is understood? Yeah, yeah, so verify first time on your git bash, on your git bash global username and email, a global username and email. Why we need a global username and email? So if you have already logged into GitHub, you have already logged into the GitHub, so this is the GitHub, that username, right? Email. So if I have already logged into the GitHub and my account has a name and email, why does Git still ask me to run git config global username and global email? So why we need a Git is not a, first of all, Git is not a GitHub. Git is a local and GitHub is the remote. Okay, Git is a version control system that runs locally on our mission. So where it runs, right? So it runs on our locally. It runs on our locally. GitHub is a remote platform. It's an online platform where you push your Git repositories. Where you push your Git repositories, right? DS Git. So note, guys. Git local doesn't automatically know who who you are on GitHub. So doesn't know. So when you commit something using Git on your computer, Git needs a record your identity inside the commit because of Git log, for example. What is that? Git log. So right, there is no commit, right? That's the reason we are not unable to see. So Git log means it will show the author who committed the code. So Git needs a record your identity inside the commit, right? It does not get from the GitHub. It gets from the local Git settings, right? So why GitHub login is separate? Your GitHub login is only used when you are pushing or pulling from the GitHub repository. So your git config username email is used when you are committing code. You understood? Yep, guys. Global username and password, right? I think we already set the global username and password. ls, yeah. So we don't have. So yeah. So what this is, you cloned the repository. 1 second, guys. I will show you that. Yeah. So this local repository, how it works. So today we'll discuss. Today we'll discuss how it works. Okay. Yeah. On the local machine, Git uses sections, guys. So what are the sections, guys? On local, Git uses the sections. So what are the sections? The sections are working directory and staging area and local repository. What this working directory, what this staging area, what this local repository, what these sections are, what these Git local sections are. On the local machine, Git uses sections. What are those? Git uses the sections. So what are the sections? Git uses on the local mission. Git uses the sections. What are those? The three main areas Git uses to track and manage. So why we need these three guys? So for tracking and yeah. So why we need these three? For tracking and managing the for tracking and manage changes on your local mission. Changes on your local mission. And it's a core concept. Core concept in understanding understanding how Git works. How Git works, guys. Understanding the how Git works. Understood? This is the what are the three main areas Git uses to track and manage changes on our local mission, and it's a core concept in understanding how Git works, guys. Core concept in understanding Git works. So what are those working directory? What is that? So working directory. And the second one is staging area. What is that? Staging area. Third one is local repository. What is this, guys? Third one is local repository. Third one is local repository. So what this guys? So this is a working area. Working area means something like you wrote some code where you wrote something called index.html, right? So index.html or something like homepage.py, Python or Java or .NET. So these are all the your code, guys. So working directory is the location. What is that? Working directory is the location where all the code is created initially. So all the files present here are called as a untracked files. What these files, guys? These files are untracked files. You just result. You just created the files. These files are not know the local repository. So these all are the untracked files. What these files are? These files are untracked files. What these are? These are untracked files. This is not tracked by the local repository. So this is not tracked by the local repository. How it will track? It will track from working directory to staging area. How it will track, guys? If you use the git add file name, git add file name, then it will it will track the files from untracked to track. Track means it will go to the staging area. So what is this staging area? Staging area is the location. So this is also a location where files are indexing happens, and it is the buffer area of Git, and the files are called as a indexed files. So what is indexing, guys? The index is a file. Usually in .git index, there is a .git in the .git folder is there. In the .git folder, there is index where Git keeps track of the file you have staged in the preparation for the next commit. The preparation for the next commit. So for example, added with the git add command. So from untracked to tracked, if you want to untrack or tracked, and you need to go to the staging area, what is the command, guys? Git add is the command. So once you are in once from untracked to tracked and the staging area, so we need to commit the changes. Why? So still these files, so these index.html and homepage.html are doesn't know the local repository. How it will know? It will know from staging area to local area. To move, how we can move it from? We can move it from git commit command. So local repository is where version controlling happens, and the files are called as a committed files. All the files are called as a committed files. Guys, now you understood? So what is working area? So working area is nothing but your folder, your project folder. So in our project folder, you modified the code or you added the files or modified the files. So right in the working directory. So this working directory doesn't know the local repository. How it will know? It will know from move from working directory to staging, then staging to local repository. How it will move? By using the git add commit and git add and git commit commands. Git commit commands. Guys, understood? So once the index and home page dot files are moved from working directory to local repository, now your local repository knows this index.html and home page.py. So then from local to remote, we can push the code by using git push. So from remote to local, so we can use git pull command. For the downloading, we can use the git pull command. For uploading, we can use the git push command. Git push command. For the first time, what you need to do, you can use the git clone command. So for the first time, you can use git clone, and from after that, you can use the git pull to download the updated code. To download the updated code, if you use the git clone, it will download the entire project repository into your local. So when you do the git pull, right, from the next time onwards, it will download only the updated code. Only the modified code will be downloaded to your local repository. That is the difference between git clone and git pull. Guys, understood? Guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So what is working directory? What is working directory, guys? Working directory is the location where all the code is created initially. Initially, right? All the files present, all the present here are called as untracked untracked file. Untracked file. So this is not tracked. What is this? This is not tracked by the local repository. Not tracked by the local repository. So what is the second one, guys? The second one is a staging area. What is that? Staging area is the location. Staging area is the location where files indexing happens, and it is the buffer area of Git, and the files are called as indexed files. Files are called as a indexed files. What is index? What is index, guys? Index, the Git index is a file. The Git index is a file, usually in .git slash index, where Git keeps track of the files you have staged. You have staged in preparation for the next commit. What is that? Preparation for the next commit. So preparation for the next commit. So what is this, guys? So from working area to staging area, what is the command? So you can use the command. The command is git add command. What is the command, guys? Example, git add file name. What is that? Git add file name. It will be from untracked to tracked, means staging area. Okay. So what is the next one, guys? Next one is local repository. What is that? Local repository. Local repository is where version controlling happens, and the files are called as committed files. The files called as a committed file. The files called as a committed files. Understood, guys? So this is nothing but a working directory, staging area, and local repository. So this is nothing but your. So I want to whatever the we wrote the code, right? I want to send it to the local repository. So this is the way. So working area, staging, working directory, staging area, and local repository. So here we have. So we need to add. We need to execute. So few commands. I will tell you that commands. Okay. So what is that? Flow of Git changes. What is the flow of Git changes, guys? The flow of Git changes is, what is that? Working directory. What is this? So this is a working directory. Yeah, this is the working directory. Okay, git add. So what is that? So git add. Okay, what is this command? Git add. So from working directory to, so where it will go? It will go to staging area. Okay. So from working directory to staging area. So what is the command, guys? Git add command. So what is the command? So staging area to from staging area to local repository. From staging area to local repositories. From staging area to local repositories. Local repository. So this is the Git flow of Git changes from working directory to staging area. We can use the Git add. So from staging area to local repository, we can use Git commit. Is my understood? So this is the flow. This is the flow of the Git changes. This is the flow of the Git changes. Is understood? Now what this is. So these are the few of the commands. What are those commands? What is git add, git commit? So how we can check from untrack to track, git status. What is the command? Git status, git log. Who committed the code? We see the git log. So what is git checkout? What is this? Git checkout, git merge. Yes, git pull, git clone. what all these commands. What is that? Git add, git commit, git checkout, git match, git pull, git push, git clone. So how many commands, guys? These are the three commands, and these are the four commands, right? So what are the commands are there in Git, right? So we'll discuss. So what is it? Git useful commands. What are the Git hyphen version? What, guys? It will show the Git version. Yesterday we already showed, right? Git hyphen version. So it will show the Git version. Git version. It will shows the version of the Git installed on our machine. So Git init, it will initialize the project folder into a Git repository. So Git init, so a normal folder. So if you want to create as a local repository, Git repository, so we can initialize that. So by using the Git init command, it will initialize the project folder into a Git repository. So what is that next? Git status. So what is the Git status, guys? In simple terms, it will show you exactly which files folders have been modified. What is that, guys? So every time, so when you run the git add, so the next command is git status. Okay, the next command is, so here also the next command is git status and git commit. Sorry, git log. So the commit message, so every commit it will create the commit ID, commit message. We need to provide the commit message, commit ID, and the author, and when it was modified, where it was modified, what it was modified. Okay. Yes, understood? Yeah. In simple terms, it will show you exactly which files folders have been modified. Okay. Git add dot. So it will add all your files to the Git staging area. You can also add individual file to the staging area. You can use Git add file name. Or so we have a multiple files. We have a multiple files. You can use just Git add dot. Git add dot. So git diff. It will show the difference between a file in the staging area and a file that present in the working terrain. That file working. So it will show the difference between a file in the staging area and the file that present in the working directory. Okay. So the next is git commit. So what is hyphen m? Hyphen m is nothing but a message. So if you want to, so why you are committing, for example, so modifying the future or something like a resolving the bug, right? The commit message should be. So git commit hyphen m message. It will save your changes into the local repository. It will save your changes into the local repository. It's a good practice to include proper commit message, which helps in debugging. So why we need, guys? It will save your changes to your local repository. It's a good practice to include a proper commit message, which helps in debugging. Yes, understood? So this is nothing but a git commit. What is git push? It will push all the local changes. It will push all the local changes from that you have made to the remote repository, remote GitHub repository. So whatever the code you write here, right? So that code will be pushed to the from your local repository to remote repository. So what is the remote repository? This is the remote repository. So you want to push that code from your local repository to remote repository, you can use a git push command. What is the command, guys? Git push command is to push the code from your local repository to remote repository. What is git pull? It will pull means fetch all the updated code from the remote branch to the remote branch and merge with your local branch. What is that? It will pull all the updated code. I already told you, right? The updated code only. So git pull is for, so whatever the updated code there in the remote, right? We need to download only that updated code. We can use the git pull command. What is the git pull? It will pull the updated code from the remote branch and merge with our local branch. Merge with our local branch. Git log. What is the git log, guys? It will list down the entire commit history. What is git log, guys? So git log is nothing but it will list down the entire commit history. That is all the commits that you have made till now. All the commits that have made till now. What is a git branch name? What is the branch, guys? Yesterday we discussed about it, right? What this is the branch, this is the repository, and this is the branch. So you can create a number of branches on the repository, but a default branch is main. So while creating the repository, a default branch will be created. That branch is main branch. You can create a number of branches, and you can switch to that branches, and you can work to that branches, and you can merge the from a future branch to main branch. So the production code, all the environment code will be located in the main repository, main branch. Okay. So what is a branch, guys? So this command is used to create a new branch on your local Git repository. I want to create a new branch on the local Git repository. So you are in the which branch? You are in the main branch. I want to create a new branch. What is the command? Git branch. Git branch name. This command is used to create a new branch in your local Git repository. Okay, git branch. What is that command? It will list down all the local branches that you have created. It will list down all the local branches that you have created. I already told you, right? You can create a number of branches on our local, and you can create a number of branches on your remote also. You can create number of branches on your remote also. Understood, guys? Okay. So this is nothing but a gist branch. So once you created the branch, right? I want to list down all the branches that are in the local repository or in here. So if you add, right, I will show you. So I will show you the creation of the repository branch, right? Yeah. So I want to list down the branches in the local. What is the command? Git branch is the command. Next, git branch -a. What is that, guys? Git branch -a. Git branch means it will see only the local branches. I want to see the remote branches also. I want to see the remote branches also. How you can see it? Git branch -a. -a is nothing but a all. It will list down all the branches. So that is local branches plus remote branches. That's available for the checkout. That's available for the checkout. Is understood? Git branch -d name. What is that? It will forcefully delete the
What is
specified
remote
local branch.
branches?
Sorry?
What is a remote branches?
Yeah. So remote branch is nothing but a, so this is Git ds Git 6. So whenever you create the repository, a default branch is created. What this branch? This is the main branch. What this repository? This is the remote repository. Every remote repository having the remote branches, right? Every local repository having the local branches. Understood? A repository contains a branches. So for example, so you downloaded this ds git 6. So it's downloaded the repository with the main branch because of the default branch is main branch. You want to create a branch here, you can create it under checkout. You want to switch to that branch, you can switch it, right? And whatever the work you done, right, you create you done, and you can merge that to the main repository or push it to the push it to the remote repository. I will tell you, then you will understand. Okay, Dhananjay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, you will understand, you will understand. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will list down the all the remote branches and it will list down all the remote branches and the local branches that are available for the checkout. So git branch -a. What is the command, guys? The command is git branch -a. So the next git branch hyphen d name. What is that d, guys? So it will forcefully delete the specified local branch. I don't want the, so we already created a branch. I don't want that branch. How you can delete? You can delete by using the git branch hyphen d. I will show you practically. Just I am telling what are the commands. Okay. Yeah. Git checkout. Git checkout is nothing but a git checkout branch name. I want to switch from, you created the branch right here. So I want to switch that branch from main to future 123. How you can switch it? So you can switch it by using git checkout. So it is used to switch between local git branches. What is git stash? It is used to temporarily remove the changes that you made on the working tree. So on the working tree, you want to temporarily remove, you can use the git stash. Git remote. What is that, guys? Git remote. It will give the name of the remote repository. It will give the name of the remote repository, that is a origin or a upstream. What is that? So yesterday we already cloned, right? So that's the reason it will show the, so it will show the origin repository. It will show the origin repository and git remote hyphen v. What is git remote hyphen v? It will give the names as well as the URL of the remote repository. So remote hyphen v, it will show the URL also. You see? So this is the origin and what is the repository URL? This is the repository URL. What is that? This is the repository URL. Guys understood? Yeah. So these are the commands. We can use it in the Git. I will show you each and every command. Just you guys listen this, what this command and how it will work. So how it will work, I will show you. Okay. So how to clone the repository from remote to local, you already know, right? How to clone the repository? How to clone it, guys? How to clone the repository from remote to local? How to clone, guys? How to clone? So from remote repository to dsgit to local dsgit. What is the command? Dhananjay? The command is
Git
git
clone.
clone. What is that? So git clone. What is the command, guys? Git clone is the command. Git clone. Right. Clones the remote, clones the repository. So clones the repository. So from remote to local mission for the first time. So for the first time, what is that? Git clone, git repository URL. What is that? Git clone, git repository URL. Example. What is the example, guys? Git clone. So what is the remote repository URL? So for example, this is the remote repository URL. Okay. So this is the, so remote repository URL. Copy, paste it. Yes, understood? So this is the example. So now you understood. So next, so what is that? Git pull. What is the command, guys? Git pull. So what is the git pull? What is the git pull? Guys, what is the git pull?
Fetches from the branch.
Yeah, fetches and merges changes from the remote repository to local repository. What is that? So fetches changes from the, yeah, it will it will pull the or it will fetch the updated code from the remote branch and merge with the local branch. Merge with the local branch. So for the first time, we need to get that repository into your local. We can use the git clone. So then after you can use the git pull. It will download it will download the updated code only. What is that? Fetches and merges changes. So fetches and merges the changes from the remote remote repository to local repository. Okay. So what is that? Git pull equal to git fetch plus git merge. What is that, guys? So fetches and merges the changes from remote repository to local repository. Okay. Git pull origin. Git pull origin main. What is git pull origin main, guys? What is origin? I already told you, right? So what is it origin? Origin is nothing but a remote. Origin is nothing but a origin points to the remote location or a server. Origin points to the remote location or a server. So for the first time, we can use git pull origin main. Okay. What is a origin? What is origin? So what is origin, guys? Origin points to remote location or server. Origin points to remote location or server. Is understood? Yeah. So git remote hyphen v. So what is git remote hyphen v, guys? It will give the information about origin. It will give information about origin. It will give information about origin. Understood? Understood? Yeah. So what is that, guys? Next one is git push. What is that, guys? Git push. Now you understood the git pull and git push. We understood the git pull and git clone. What is git push? What is git push, guys? Pushes the committed changes to the remote repository from local repository. What is that, guys? Pushes the committed changes to the remote repository from local repository. Local repository. Guys, understood? So what is the command, guys? Git push. What is the command? Just git push. Git push origin main or git push. So we can use this command. Guys, understood? So git push, git pull, and git clone. So now you understood the git push, git push, git pull, git clone commands. The remote repository commands. Now you understood. So now we want to understood the local repository. because of this is the main. So this is the main commands because of you are working on this local repository, right? Yeah. Working on local repository. Working on the local repository. So what is that, guys? Yeah. What are the commands, guys? The commands are git add, git commit, git status, git log. Okay. Git add, git status, git commit, git status, git log. Okay. One second, guys. I'm getting. Okay. What is that? Create some code files in the working directory or working tree. Okay. So how to create, guys? For example, touch is the command abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. So what is that? So I have created three files. I have created the three files. Then, so these files are in the working directory or working tree. What is that? abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. These all are the three files you created. So created three files. So these three files are in the working directory. So working directory means untracked files. Working directory means untracked files. So you can see, check the status of the files. How to check the status of the files? What is the command, guys? Guys, what is the command? Guys, what is the command? Muta,
Git status.
git status. Okay. So then commit uh, commit the files to local. um, Add the files to the staging area. So you can add it, guys. So from untracker to track, git add file name, or the other command is if you have a multiple files, you can use just git add. If you have multiple files to be, or something like, you have a multiple files. So if you have a multiple files, so you can use a git add. Okay. So again, so status, check the status, guys. So once you check the status, so those are from untracker to tracker now. Now it is in the staging area. So you need to commit the files to local repository. Local repository. What is the command? Git commit -m. What is that? -m is nothing but a commit message. This is the first commit. This is the first commit. Okay. So next again, check the status. Check the status. Okay. And final, see all commits. How you can see the all commits? Git log or git log hyphen one line comment it will show. Okay, it will show the one line comment. So what is hyphen m means? Commit message inside a commit message. Okay, is nothing but a commit message. Guys, now you understood. So how we can add commit how we can add and commit the files to. How you can add your code to uh, how you can add our code to local repository. So how you can add it, guys? You can add it to the you can add it through here. So yeah, ls. So is anything is there in our repository, local repository? Nothing is there. What you can do? You can so you can create a few files. Touch abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. Okay, now let's check ls. Yeah, we have a abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. So what where these files are in the working directory? How do you know if the git status shows the untracked files, right? Then it will be in the staging area. Git status. You see? So on the branch main, what is the branch? The branch is main. So no commits at untracked files. So what are the untracked files? abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. So how you can move from untracked to track? So you can use the git add file name or git add dot. If you have a multiple files, you can use git add. It will go from working area to staging area. So working area to staging area. So what is the command? Git add. So if it is a one file, you can use git add abc.txt. So if it is a multiple files, git add dot. Okay. So git status. Yeah. You see. So the files are tracked now. So this is the untracked files. Now you see changes to be committed. Here you files to be added to the staging, then from staging to local area. How you can so by using the git commit hyphen m. This is a first commit. This is the a first commit. Now you see, so it's committed to your local repository. So it versions to your local repository. So three files changed, zero instructions, zero deletions. What is that? This is the commit ID. This is the commit ID. This is the commit message. This is the commit message. Git status. Git status, you see, nothing to be commit. Your working tree is clean. So now your working tree is our working tree is clean because of these files. These files are moved to local repository. These files are moved to the local repository. Now your working tree is clean. Now your working tree is clean. Git status. So now your working tree is clean. Git log. You see? So it will show the commit ID and author and the email address and date and the commit message. And the commit message. I don't want to see this big message, I want a short one line format, git log hyphen hyphen one line. You see, so this is the commit message, commit ID, and this is the commit message. It will show only the one line. If you want to see all, you can use git log. If you want to see all, you can use git log command. Face understood?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, yeah. So your files, your data will be in the where it will be. It will be in the local ds git 6 and the main branch. I want to push the code from local to remote. Local to remote. Now you check. Now you can check it. Is that any files are there? No, nothing. But in our local repository having 3 files. I want to push these 3 files from your local repository to remote repository. How we can push it? So we can push it by using git push
Git push.
origin main. For the first time, I already told you, right? Sir. Yeah. For the first time, what you can do? So you can use git push origin main. Let's see. Yeah. So yesterday we created the generated the token, right? So right. So you can sign in with your browser, sign in with your browser or a token. So we already created the token, right? So we can use that token for the pushing. What is that? Yeah, this is the token. You can use this token. Okay. Yeah. Sign in. You see, git push origin main. So enumerating objects, so 3 objects done. Counting objects 100% 3 by 3 done. So delta compression using up 12 threads. So compressing objects 100%. So waiting objects. And this is the KBs of a files we done. So total 3. So it will be pushed to the GitHub Durgasoft 6 ds git 6 dot git. So the branch from your local main to remote main. What is this? A local main to remote main. Let's see if the file is pushed to your local to remote. Before your remote repository is empty, but now it is 3 files are added to your remote repository. So what is that? This is the first commit. First commit. This is the commit message. So time 4 minutes ago. So Hari sir, and this is the first commit and the commit ID. This is the commit ID. So what is the how many branches we have? Main branch. It pushed the code from main to main. Pushed the code from main to main. Guys, understood? Guys,
Yes.
Chaitra, understood, right? Dhananjay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. So what is git git pull? So git pull is something like, for example, so this is Chaitra. For example, this is Chaitra. Chaitra pushed the code to remote repositories. So pushed the code to remote repository. So for example, the same way, Dhananjay also there. Who is that? Sorry if you have your name is incorrect. Dhananjay. So Dhananjay pushed the code xyz.txt. xyz.txt. So in Dhananjay's local having only xyz and Chaitra's local having only abc.txt, mnp.mno.txt, pqr.txt. Right, guys? I want a Dhanunjay code into Chaitra's local repository. Chaitra's local repository. Because of Dhanunjay already pushed code to the remote repository. In the remote repository now, abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt, and xyz.txt. But abc.txt is, this code is not there in our Dhanunjay's on Dhanunjay, and this xyz dot txt code is not there in the Chaitra's local repository, right? I want to sync from my remote to local. I want to sync from my remote to local. How we can sync from remote to local, guys? I want to get the updated code. I want to download only the updated code from remote to local. So here also updated code from remote to local. I have already XYZ. What we need, abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. Here Chaitra having abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. But Chaitra wants XYZ and Dhananjay wants abc, mno, pqr. So what is the command? We need to get that. We need to sync from your remote to local. Guys, what is the command? Only we need to get the updates.
Git
Pull.
pull.
Very good. What is the command?
Git pull.
Git pull. So git pull command is, what is that? Git pull command is to fetch that, to pull the code and merge it to local. Merge it to local. For example, here, just for example, this code is related to Dhanunjay. What is that? xyz.txt. Okay, this is the new file came from Dhanunjay. Okay, committed the changes, guys. So you can modify the changes, you can add the file, same whatever we are doing in the local, right? The same way we can do it in the remote also with the GUI. Okay, remember this word. Now in our main having abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt, xyz.txt. But so for example, this is Chaitra's local. What is this? This is Chaitra's local repository. Chaitra, you have only abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr.txt. But who pushed this code? For example, Dhananjay pushed this xyz.txt. Okay. So you want to get it in your local. What is the command? Git pull command.
Pull.
So what is the git pull? Git pull is nothing but a git fetch plus git merge. If you execute the git pull, so it will be two commands will executed. The two commands are git fetch and git merge. Yeah, I will tell you what is git fetch and git merge. Guys, this is the most important command. So while in the interview they are asking what is the difference between git fetch and git pull. So for example, I'm creating another main.tf. Okay. So Terraform main.tf. So this is the infra related changes. For example. Okay. Yeah. So you have, now you have what are the changes? You have abc.txt, mno.txt, pqr, xyz.txt. But in the remote, you have a Terraform also, Terraform main also. I want to get the Terraform main also. So if you use the git fetch, what is the command? Git fetch. So before we use the git pull is nothing but a git fetch first, git fetch plus git merge. Okay, but I am using the git fetch. Yeah, you see. So it is downloaded but not merged. Let's see. Is that file is there? Is that file is there? No. So how we can get that file? Git merge me. Okay. So git fetch plus git merge is equal to git pull. It will fetch the code and merge the code also. It will fetch the code and merge the code. If we use the git fetch, immediately we want to use the git merge also. Guys, understood what is the difference between git fetch and git pull?
Yes.
Chaitra and Dhananjay, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. So now you understood these changes, local changes: git add, git status, git commit, git pull, git push, git clone. So what these are? Git checkout and git merge. Git checkout and git merge. So yeah. So I already told you, right, guys? So there are other GUI tools also there. What other GUI? IDE. What are the IDE, guys? You already know, right? IDE is nothing but a integrated development environment, right? So what are the tools, guys? They are using Atom, Eclipse, IntelliJ, VS Code, VS Code. So what is that? So VS Code is the IDE. So how we can develop the code? So through the any one of the IDEs or Notepad or something like Clips or right. So we can use it. So I am using VSC. So what is that? VSC. So Visual Studio Code. This is a Visual Studio Code, guys. What this code is? This code is a Visual Studio Code. Don't say oh. Yeah. So does anyone knows? Chaitra and Dhananjay, do you know what is ID VS Code?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you are using so which one? You are a developer or a something like how you are, guys? You are employees or something
D-
like
yeah, I'm working.
you working as a
Data engineer.
okay, very good. Dhananjay, what about you?
I'm a technical lead.
Technically.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, data engineers I think might not use the VS Code, right, Chaitra? You are using a VS Code, huh?
Yes, I use VS Code.
Okay, you already know, right? VS Code.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You guys can download VS Code. VS Code is the Microsoft IDE, sir. So who developed Microsoft? So VS Code. So if you go to that VS Code, right, your Visual Studio Code,
Filter ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ
just hit it.
ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಇದು
Yeah.
ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್
So
ಇಂದ ಈ
Windows.
ಡಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಈಗ ತಣ್ಣೀರು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ
So Chaitra, mute on yourself. Yeah. So you just click it here or something like you can download this one. So VS Code. Okay. Just install. It will install. Okay. VS Code is the IDE, guys. This is the VS Code. Next, close the window. Yeah. This is the close the window. VS Code. Close folder. Yep, guys. So this is the one. So you open, right? It will show it here. So for example, so open folder. So what is our local repository name, guys?
Means digit 6 means.
DS Git 6, right? Yeah, this is our local repository This is our local repository. So in which branch you are? So here in the down, so you are in the main branch. Okay. So you see, this is the main branch, local main branch, and this is the origin main branch. This is the local main branch and origin main branch. Okay. Here, I don't want to use the commands. I don't want to use the command line. I can use the GUI. I can use the GUI to add a commit, merge. Okay. Here, new terminal. So here, new terminal, and here you need to change it to git bash. Right. Yeah. Whatever the commands you executed here, right? The same command, same way, you can execute here also. You can execute here also. And yeah, one advantage in the Windows VS Code. So you are in the Git bash, right? For example, I'm closing this one. Yeah. In the Git bash, if we use the code dot, if we use code dot command, so it will open the VS Code with our directory, the repository. Guys, understood? Yeah, this is the ds-git6, the same files. So this is right in the main branch. Guys, what is the command? The command is code dot. So we don't want to open VS Code and open folder. I don't want to execute that commands. I don't want to execute that way. I want to execute. So one command, that is code dot. It will open the VS Code with the your working directory, your working repository. Yes, understood? Yeah, now this is. Yeah, I want to add the files. I want to modify the code, add the file here also. So for example, I am modifying the code. So what this is abc.txt. Okay, this is the file I modify. Okay, yes. You see, so in the IDE, it's included the version control. It included the source control and version control. So once we click that, it is modified. It is modified. So what you can do, what you can do, the same. So now the file is in the working directory. You need to add, git status, git commit, git status, git log. Right? The same commands, whatever the commands we are executing here, right? The git add, git commit. The same commands we can execute through GUI with the help of VS Code. So, right? So, once you click in the source control, so, right? If you see abc.txt, what plus is nothing but addition, git add. It will move from now the code is untracked working directory and untracked files. So if you want to track them, you can use, if you want to track or if you want to go to the staging, the changes will be in the staging area. You can use just plus command. So now your files are in, if you use here, git starter. You see, this is modified. So you need to commit it. So what is the commit message, right? ABC is modified. ABC is modified. Just commit. Right? You see, guys, nothing to beat commit. Working tree is clean. Git log. Right? So this is the ABC is modified. Your latest commit is ABC is modified. Okay. I want to, the still the changes are in our local main only. I want to push the changes to the remote. What is the command? Git push command, right? I don't want to do git push command. I can use this sync changes. Click the sync changes. This action will pull and push the commits from the origin main. Origin main, right? Now the changes are pushed from your local main to remote main. Now let's check it. The file is modified or not. You see, guys, ABC text is modified 1 minute ago, and the commit message is ABC is modified. Let's see the changes. Yeah, this is a file I modified. Yes, understood? So we can do the same changes through GUI with the help of VS Code or something like Eclipse. So I will show you Eclipse also. Okay, guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
The same branching and merging will do it same like as a Git bash, and we'll do it in this VS Code GUI tool also. I will show you to that part also tomorrow. Okay. So what we
Okay.
should, yeah. So this one completed, and how we can add, commit, push, and pull on VS Code. Guys, understood now how we can add the files to the staging area, git add, git commit, git push, git pull. Understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Branching and merging and merge conflicts and revert the changes. Okay, git revert changes, git stashing, and git resetting. So git cherry pick will show you guys. Git rebase and git cherry pick also will show. Git fork. Okay.
Okay, sir.